Hello guys and welcome to Python programming tutorials by Amulya's Academy. Today in this tutorial we'll discuss about a pattern program. When you give n value as 3, we need to get output like this. The outer layer of the pattern contains value 3, the inner layer of pattern contains 2 and the innermost layer contains the value 1. We'll get this pattern when we give n as 3. If we take n value as 4, we need to get output like this. The outermost layer contains 4, the inner layer contains 3, next inner layer contains 2 and the innermost contains 1. When you take n value as 5, we need to get output like this. Okay, so this is the input of our program and we need to get output like this. This is the output. Alright, so let's start the program. In the Python file, first we'll take the input, that is the n value. So I'll take the variable name as n, and to take the input from the user, I'll use input function and I'll ask the user to enter the n value. Here we are using Python 3 and in Python 3 by default this input function will take input as string value, but here we want integer n value. That's why I'll use int function to convert the string input to integer input. Now if I enter the n value as 3, that integer value will be stored in the variable n. Alright, so we are done with the input and next we need to print output like this. So to print this output we need to store this value, that is 3, 2, 1 in the matrix or nested list. So before displaying this output, we need to store this value in the matrix, and for that first we need to create a matrix or nested list. So to create the nested list, we'll use list comprehension method. But to create the nested list using list comprehension method, first we need to know how many rows and column we want in the matrix. So here when n is 3, here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 row and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 column. So we want 5 row and 5 column when n is 3. So when n is 4, we want 7 column and 7 rows. So when n is 3, we want 5 row and 5 column. When n is 4, I want 7 row and 7 column. And when n is 5, we want 9 row and 9 column. So to get this number 5, 7, 9, I'll use a formula, that is I'll multiply n value minus 1. To calculate the number of row and column in the output, I'll use this formula 2 multiply n minus 1. So when n is 3, 2 multiply n, that is 6 minus 1, so we'll get 5. When n is 4, 2 multiply n, that is 8, 8 minus 1 is 7, so we'll get 7. So when n is 5, 2 multiply n, 10 minus 1, 9, so we'll get 9. Okay, so we need 2 multiply n minus 1 row and column in the output. So in the Python file, first I'll take a variable. I'll take variable name as k and I'll take 2 multiply n minus 1. So here variable k contains the number of row and column required in the output. Next, as I said, we need to create the nested list or matrix. So for that we'll use list comprehension method. So here I'll take the name as matrix. You can take anything. Initially, I'll take the value present in the matrix as 0. So I'll take 0 for I in range. So k, we need k row and k column, right? So now if I print matrix, so if I enter 3, I'll get 5 column. Now we want this 5 column 5 more times, right? So that's why here I'll take another for loop for j in range k. It is present in another list. So now if I execute this, if I take 3, it will print this 5 0 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here we can see a nested list with element as 0. Next, if you want to print this matrix in the matrix form, then you need to use nested for loops. So instead of this, if I take for I in range k and for j in range k, print matrix I comma j, you can take the end value as space or tab, and here I'll use print function. That is, after printing one row, go to the next line to print next row. Now if I take n value as 3, so here we can see 5 rows and 5 column. Alright, so we got the matrix now. Now we need to insert this value to that matrix. For that we need to use nested for loop. Because we are using nested list, right? So to insert any value to that, we need to use nested for loop. And firstly, we'll take the for loop to see how many iteration we want to print this pattern. Here we are printing the output like this. In the first iteration, we'll print this outer layer. In the first iteration, we'll complete this. In the second iteration, we'll print this. And in the last iteration, we'll print this. So we need total 3 iterations to print this pattern when n is 3. If n is 4, we need 4 iterations. That is, first this, 1 iteration, second iteration, third iteration, and last to print 1, we need 4 iterations. If n is 3, we need 3 iterations. If n is 4, we need 4 iterations. If n is 5, we need 5 iterations. So the first for loop is, so here we need to insert the value, right? Before printing the matrix, so we need to include that code here. I'll take for loop. Here we need to take how many iteration we want to print the output. We need n iteration, right? When n is 3, we need 3 iteration. When n is 5, we need 5 iteration. So I'll take here range as n. Next, we need to insert this value to the matrix. So for that, first we'll divide our pattern into 4 parts. First part is this. Okay, so this is the first part. Next is this part. Next is this part. Next, the remaining this. So these are the 4 parts. So first we'll talk about the part 1. The area which is covered in the yellow color is part 1. So first we'll insert this value to the matrix. So here we can see this is the part 1. To insert this value to the matrix, we need to take another for loop. So we'll take for loop for part 1 here. So for j in range, I and j are the variable name. If you want, you can change that. And here I need to mention the range, right? Range for the part 1. So to take the range, I'll take 2 variable. Okay, one is low and another one is high. So the variable low will contain the lowest value of row and column. High will contain the highest value of row and column. So lowest value is nothing but 0. Highest value is nothing but the last index. So if I take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, the lowest is 0 and the highest is here 4, right? What is 4? 4 is nothing but k minus 1 value. K is nothing but the number of row and column, right? So when n is 3, k is 5. Here 4. 4 is nothing but 5 minus 1, that is nothing but k minus 1. So I'll take 2 more variable called as low and high. I'll initialize that to low as 0 and high as k minus 1. These 2 variables are helpful to select the range. So here 0 is nothing but low. So 0 is nothing but low and 4 is nothing but high. 4 is nothing but high. So for the part 1, in the first iteration we want to print 3, 3, 3, 3. In the second iteration we want to print 2, 2, 2. Next 1. This is for first iteration. This is for second iteration. This is for third iteration. So first we want to print 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, right? So that is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. From low to high, right? From low to high. The range is from low to high. 0 is nothing but low and high is nothing but 4. So I'll take range as low to high. And high plus 1. Because in the range function end is exclusive, right? So if I want to take range as 0 to 4, I need to take 0 to 5. That is why high plus 1. So inside that I need to insert the value. To insert the value, I'll take matrix and here I need to take the index. In which places we want to insert the value. Here in the first iteration at 0th row and 0th column, at 0th row and first column, 0, 2, 0, 3 and 0, 4. For the first iteration, that is 1, 1, 1, 2 and 1, 3. And for the last 2, 2, right? And here this is when I is equal to 0, I is equal to 1. This first iteration, I is equal to 2. It is for the first iteration, second iteration, third iteration, right? When I is 0, I is 1, I is 2. So here we can see 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That is nothing but I value. Here 1, 1, 1. That is nothing but I value. 2. That is nothing but I value. So here instead of 0, I can take I value. Next. So next index is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2. That is nothing but the j value. Okay. So I'll take index as matrix I and j. So here I and j. And here I need to insert the value. Which value I want to insert? Initially I want to insert 3. Next 2. Next 1. Right. So first we need to insert 3. So first we'll concentrate on this. What is 3? 3 is nothing but the n value, right? When n is 3, we need to insert 3 here. If n is 4, we need to insert 4 here. So I need to insert the n value. So for that, I'll take a variable called value and I'll take n value in that. So here I'll insert value. So when n value is 3, the variable value becomes 3 and it will insert 3 in that places in the outer layer. So next, after this iteration, after completing this iteration, control goes to this for loop, I becomes 1, right? At that time, we need to increment low by 1 and decrement high by 1. And we need to decrement value by 1. Why? Because here we can see in the second iteration, we want to print 2, 2. So where 2 is present? At 1. What is 1? 1 is nothing but low plus 1 place, right? And here we want to print 2 till here. What is 2? 2 is nothing but 2 is present at third index. That is nothing but high minus 1. So after one iteration, first iteration, we need to increment low by 1 and decrement high by 1. And for value, here we can see we want to print 3. But here in the second iteration, we want to print 2. In the third iteration, we want to print 1. So that is nothing but we need to decrement value by 1 after one iteration. That's why I am using this. So now if I save this and run this, if I enter 3, here we can see 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. The first part is done. Next we'll concentrate on the second part. So now what is the second part? We need to print 3, 3, 3, 3, next 2, 2, right? So here 3, 3, 3, 3. Here I need to print 2 and here I need to print 2. This is the second part, right? So here we need to start from here. Next we need to end here. So here 0 is nothing but low value. So this is nothing but low plus 1. This is high value. So range is from low plus 1 to high. To print the second part, we need to take another for loop. So after this, before completing the iteration, we need to take the for loop for second part. So here low plus 1 to high plus 1. We need to print from here 3, 3, 3, 3. So this is low plus 1 place. Range will begin from here and high plus 1 because end is exclusive, so till high. So now we need to insert this value. Where we need to insert this value? First here we can see we need to print this at first row and 0th column. This is at second row 0th column, third row 0th column and fourth row 0th column. This is in the first iteration when I is 0. When I is 1, I want to print this 2, right? 2 is at second row and first column, third row and first column for this. And here we can see the second index as 0, 0 and here as the second index is 1. So that is nothing but I value. So I can take second index as I. For the first index here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3. So that is nothing but the j value. So here I need to take matrix j, I or j and I, and I need to insert value. Next we need to take another for loop for part 3. This is the part 3, right? So we want to print 2 comma 2. So here 2 box 2 2, and next here at last we need to print 3 3 3 3. So we need to begin from here. Here this is nothing but low plus 1, right? So this is high because this is 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4th index. So this is low plus 1 and this is high. So I'll take range as low plus 1 to high, low plus 1 comma high, and here matrix I need to take the index in which places you want to insert the value. So here this is at the first iteration when I is equal to 0, 4th row and first column, 4th row second column, this 4th row third column, 4th row fourth column. So here 4 is common, right? What is 4? 4 is nothing but the high value, right? So I'll take the first index as high and the second index I'll take j. Here I'll insert value. So for the fourth part I'll take another for loop, and so in the fourth for loop here we want to enter 3 3 3 and 2, right? So here this is nothing but low plus 1 and this is nothing but high minus 1. So range will be from low plus 1 to high minus 1. So low plus 1, high minus 1, and we need to take end as plus 1, so it will become high. And here matrix, and here we need to insert value. So I need to take the index here. Here we can see we need to print this first row and fourth column, second row and fourth column, third row and fourth column. So 4 is common, 4 is nothing but high value, right? So I'll take index as j comma high, j and high. So now we are done with the program. So now if I save this and run this, here we can see the output. So let me explain you how this program works. First we'll ask the user to enter the n value. If I enter 3, that will be entered as n value. So next we'll take k. K is nothing but the number of row and column required in the output. So we'll get 5 here. Next low as 0 and high as k minus 1. So low becomes 0, high as 4. So low and high are the range to print the values. Next value as n is nothing but 3. Next it will create the matrix 0 for I in range k. So we'll get 5 row and 5 column like this, and all the values will be 0 here. Next for I in range n, so that is nothing but we need only 3 iteration to print the output. So initially I value will be 0, 0, 1, 2 range. Initially I value will be 0. For j in range low to high plus 1, low is nothing but 0, high plus 1 is nothing but 5. So range will be from 0 to 5, so we'll get 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Initially j value will be 0. So matrix I comma j, I is 0, j is 0. Matrix 0 comma 0, insert the value. Value is nothing but 3. It will insert 3 here. So next again control goes to the for loop body, j becomes 1. So matrix I value is 0, 0 comma 1, so it will insert 3. Again control goes to this for loop and j becomes 2, and j value is 2 and I value is 0, 0 comma 2, so it will insert 3 here. Again control goes to this for loop, now I value becomes 3, so 0 comma 3, so it will insert 3 here. Again for loop will execute for j as 4, so it will insert 3 here. Now again control go to the for loop body, but all the ranges are covered, so it will execute the next statement, that is this for loop. So low plus 1 to high plus 1, that is nothing but 1 to 5. So we'll get 1, 2, 3 and 4. So initially j value will be 1, so j is 1, I is 0, 1 comma 0, insert the value. 1 comma 0 is nothing but here. So insert the value, value is nothing but 3. Again control goes to the for loop body. Now j value become 2, 2 comma 0. So 2 comma 0, it will insert the value here. Again control goes to the for loop body, j value is 3, 3 comma 0, it will insert the value. Again control goes to the for loop body, j value is 4, so 4 comma 0, so it will insert this. And again control goes to here, see, so range is completed, so it will come out of this and it will execute the next for loop. So it is low plus 1, high plus 1. So that is nothing but from 1 to 5. So here 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here matrix high j, high value is 4. Okay, j value is 1 initially. 4 comma 1. 4 comma 1 is nothing but here. It will insert the value here. Again control go to here. So 4 comma 2, it will insert the value. 4 comma 3, it will insert the value. 4 comma 4, it will insert the value. Now the range is over. It completed the execution of this for loop and it will execute this for loop. Low plus 1 to high. So 1 to high is 4. So we'll get 1 comma 2 comma 3. Initially j value will be 1, high is 4, 1 comma 4, insert the value. 1 comma 4 is nothing but here. It will insert 3. Next j value becomes 2, 2 comma 4, so it will insert the value here. Next j value becomes 3. So 3 comma 4, it will insert the value here. So now range is over, so it will come out of the loop. So now we executed all the for loop here. So it will execute the next statement, that is low plus 1. So now low becomes 1. High is high minus 1. So high becomes 3 and value becomes 2 for the next iteration. In the single iteration, it will print the outer layer. Here we can see. Now again, the control goes to the for loop and I value becomes 1. So range will be from low to high plus 1. Now low is 1, high is 3, high plus 1 becomes 4, 1 to 4. So we'll get 1 comma 2 comma 3. So I comma j. I value is 1 and j value is 1. 1 comma 1, insert the value. Value is nothing but 2. 1 comma 1, insert the value. Next j value becomes 2, 1 comma 2, insert the value. Next 1 comma 3, insert the value. So now range is over. So it will complete the execution of this and it will execute next for loop. Low plus 1 to high plus 1. That is low plus 1 is nothing but 2. High plus 1 is nothing but 4. So we'll get 2 comma 3. So matrix j comma I. J is nothing but initially 2 and I is nothing but 1. 2 comma 1. So 2 comma 1. Here it will insert the value. Next again j value becomes 3. 3 comma 1. Insert the value. Okay, so execution is done. It will execute the next for loop. Low plus 1, high plus 1. Low plus 1 is 2, high plus 1 is 4, 2 comma 3. We'll get range as 2, 3. So initially j value will be 2. So high value is 3 and j value is 2, 3 comma 2. Insert the value. 3 and 2 here. Next 3 comma 3. Insert the value. So execution is done. It will execute next for loop. Low plus 1 to high. So 2 comma 3. So we'll get range as 2. So matrix j, 2 and high is 3. 2 comma 3, insert the value. 2 comma 3 is nothing but this. So it will insert the value. So we are done with the execution of this because here it contains only one range. So it will complete the execution and it will execute this. Low equal to low plus 1. So low becomes 2. High equal to high minus 1. So high becomes 2. Value is value minus 1. That is nothing but value becomes 1. Again control goes to here and so I value is 2. Low to high plus 1. Low is 2. High plus 1 is nothing but 3. So I'll get 2. Range as 2. So I value is 2. J value is 2. 2 comma 2. Insert the value. Value is nothing but 1. So it will insert the value. Next it will go to here. Low plus 1. High plus 1. Low plus 1 is nothing but 3. High plus 1 is nothing but 3. So it won't execute this for loop. Low plus 1, high plus 1. It won't execute this for loop. Low plus 1, high. It won't execute this for loop. Okay. Next it will again take low as low plus 1. So low becomes 3. High becomes 2 minus 1, 1. And value becomes 0. It will again go to the for loop. But range is over because n is 3. 0 to 3. So I range will be 0, 1, 2. All the range are covered. So it will come out of this loop and it will execute this part to print the matrix. So we'll get matrix like this. Okay, so this is about this pattern program. So that's it for now guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in next class. Till then, take care.